Let's go. Yeah. Oh, well, America. Yeah, man. Who lived in America 50,000 years ago? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, we in this thing with the live stream, baby. I ain't done none of these really too much. I've been wanting to do these where we get into the Streamyard. We kind of just chill, chit chat. Yo, if y'all ain't seeing right now in the chat, there should be a link to join up on a Streamyard. So y'all come on over, y'all talk, let's chop it up. I wanted to kind of get together with some people and just chit chat. We got a lot of good researchers out there, like a lot. And the more that I come across, the more that I learn, the more that I'm able to piece things together, put puzzle pieces together, because we all kind of depend on each other. You know, it's kind of how it works anyways, but we all feeding off of each other. We all learning together. Everybody's got their own little niche, their own little perspective. And when you start connecting, really connecting, you start seeing a lot of things that you didn't know that you could have connected. It's just been really amazing. So yeah, man, I wanted to do this. I wanted to join up. I wanted to get everybody together and kind of chit chat. So the StreamYard link should be pinned in the comments. If it's not, let me see. I think I can put it back in here again. But I do want to go over some things as well. So before I jump into those, though, I wanted to get some people on, see if some of my people going to join. I know we only got a couple of us in here right now, but some things I came across recently, I guess I can just go ahead and share and kind of do some work on while we got some other people showing up, coming in. But one of the things I wanted to work on was, I don't know if any of y'all been able to see my Tala is America series. It's going into a book that was done by Rafinesque, The History of Annals of Kentucky. It's a really deep book. It's really good too. Of course, you got to dodge some conjecture, or not really conjecture too much, but some of the hijacks as far as what they're believing at that time. But a lot of the information got some gems, and I'm talking about some gems, bro. So I wanted to kind of go through what I found recently in relation to one of his writings that was published. I think this was in like a magazine, maybe a newspaper or something like that. But either way, this got some pretty good drop in it. And I haven't really heard this one come out yet. I ain't seen this one. Kind of found this in just a little gem, you know. And so I thought I'd read it and we kind of just go over it. And then we'll dive into a little bit more of Rafinesque's work. Hopefully y'all can see this okay. So we're going to be starting up here on this right side. If you can see it, it's the Primitive Black Nations of America. And who is it by? It's by Professor not just Raffinesque, but professor. This guy actually well renowned, lots of awards. I think we may actually go through something where we talk about his awards, or maybe even talks about it in this one. But enough with the chit chat. Let's just get into it. All right, let's get into it. So it says the Society of Geography having offered a reward. Oh, and real quick, just in the chat, anybody that's here with me, y'all can hear me okay? Everything sound good? Y'all give me like, yeah, it sounds good. Everything's good to go. Post something in the chat so at least I know I'm not. At least y'all can hear me. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. So anyways, I'm gonna start off reading. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Okay, so here we go. Throw this up a little bit so y'all ain't just seeing my mouth. All right, so the Society of Geography having offered a reward for the best memoir on the origin of the Asiatic Negroes. What? Right off the bat, I'm like, what, of the Asiatic Negroes? What are we talking about? All right, so let's see. I sent I sent them last year 2 memoirs. One on those Asiatic Negroes, wherein I demonstrated the affinities of their languages with the African and Polynesian Negroes, as well as with the Hindus and Chinese. The what? And Chinese, and renders it probable that all the Negroes originated in the southern slopes of the Himalaya mountains. See how they switched up the Himalaya to Himalaya. Okay, so back then it was Himalaya. Are you searching that in your terms? As they did once exist all over India, South China, Japan, Persia, and Arabia. We talking about Negroes? What? Let's go. My second memoir was on the Negro or Black nations found in America before Columbus. Now remember, this is a professor, okay? Wherein I prove their existence and connection by language with the Negroes of Africa and Polynesia. Before Columbus. These memoirs have been rewarded by the Learned Society of Geography with a gold medal of 100 francs, which was lately communicated to me by Messieurs Warden, our former consul in Paris, and Jomard, member of the Institute. This gratifying intelligence will be acceptable to all my friends and furnish another proof of my ability to unravel at least the origins of all the American nations and tribes. In pursuing the path which I have opened by comparing all the languages mathematically and numerically with each other. So you hear how he's already saying languages both mathematically and numerically. So when I hear that, it makes me think right off the bat Flamenco, because of all, he's a mathematician. He's been proving how the aspects of like oh my gosh, how the chronologies are wrong, excuse me, right? But just this aspect right here that he says the American nations and tribes, proving the origins of all in relation to the Black Negroes nations, or the Black nations of people here within this nation. Okay, to many, this fact of old Black nations, let me get rid of this gum. These old Black nations in America will be new, yet it is an important feature of American history, as well as the existence of primitive white nations. They're still more numerous. To furnish a kind of insight into this subject, I will here merely enumerate the Black tribes of which I have found evident traces and remains in North and South America. Not just North America, and South America. Number 1, the ancient Caracoles of Haiti, represented as a nation of beasts by the historical songs, see Roman and Martyr. Number 2, the Californams, Caliph or Nams. You can break it down a couple different ways. Californams or Caliph Nams. Okay, arms. Okay, Caliph arms. So very unique. Of the Carib islands, called Black Caribs or Guyanini by others, are a Black branch of Caribs. Okay. Number 3, the Arguajos of Gutarra, mentioned by Garcias in the West Indies. quite black. Straight up, quite black. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so 4, the black auroras of Rele or Yaruya, Yaruras of the Spaniards. Look how they got to say it. They got to call them ugly. Ugly black or brown Negroes, yet existing near the Orinoco, and language known called monkeys by their neighbors. Oh my gosh. 5, Chai Mas of Guyana, brown Negroes like Hottentots. 6, Manguepas and Porcigis of Nienhof, the Motoyas of Convet, etc. All of Brazil, brown Negroes with curly hair. Oh, man. See also Vespucius and Bigafetta. Okay, going back up. So let's see. So we got number 7. Number 7, the Negritas of Martir in Darien, yet existing in Choco under the name of Chuanas or Guyanas or Chinos. Oh, shout out Curbeo going deep on those Chinos. We already know what's up. And he's saying ugly black or red Negroes. Red Negroes. So what does that mean? So we already understand that we got a good classification now. If we've been doing our research, if we've been in this community for a little bit, a lot of the descriptions of our people back in the day was not necessarily black. It was swarthy. We got swarthy, we got ruddy, we got tawny. These are all distinctions. Swarthy being really, pretty brown. You got your Ethiopians, which we had several Ethiopians. We had East Ethiopia, West Ethiopia, the 2 Ethiopias. Okay. But then red Negroes falls into ruddy. So if you're searching up in the historical record, we want to search up ruddy. Okay. Ruddy or more than likely swarthy. A lot of drop with those searches in your old textbooks. Okay. Then we got number 8, those of Popayan called Manahi, blackish with Negro features and hair, blackish with Negro features and hair. Number 9, the Guabas and Jaras or Haras of Taguzgalpa near the Honduras. See, Huaros, now called Zambos. Okay, so number 9, even though he's not giving a description there, that still fits in because we're talking about the black nations. Okay, you wouldn't have put a number if that wasn't the case. Number 10, the Inslin or Esteros of New California. Ugly, blackish Negroes. Man, they hating. Quit tripping, y'all. What is ugly? Come on, man. Number 11, the Black Indians met by the Spaniards in Louisiana in 1543. See Soto's invasion. Shout out New Orleans. What's up? I see y'all out there. Pilot Point. Got some of them. Deep in the strata. 53,000-year-old human remains. I see you, Louisiana. Shout out to the Boo. I'm right here, right over there in Texas. So y'all, you already know what's up, y'all. Shout out to the Boo. Boy. Number 12, the Moon-Eyed Negroes. Now, this one's pretty interesting. I like this one. This is a good take. And yo, the Streamyard link should be up. If not, I'm gonna post it in the chat, y'all. Y'all come join up in chat. There's a StreamYard link right there. Y'all come chat. Y'all let me know in the chat too if y'all having issues on joining up, because it's gonna be like my first time ever doing this. So y'all bear with me now. I'm trying to build this up. We got to come together. So number 12. And it's funny how they put this one actually on 12, which numerology equals 3. Just saying. Not holding too much to it, but just saying. So the Moon-Eyed Negroes and albinos destroyed by the Cherokees and seen in Panama. Okay. Among these, the Yarura language has 50% of the analogy with Gauna, 40% with the Ashanti, or Fanti of Guinea, and about 33% with the Fula, Bornu, and Congo languages of Africa. In Asia, it has 39% of numerical affinity with the Samang Negroes, and 40% with the Negroes of Andaman, as well as those of Australia and New Holland. All this and many other details are given at length, proved by authorities, and compared vocabularies in my memoir. So this is just a little, wait, let me see here. Employment of wealth. Is this still within it? I think it's still. Let me see real quick. Extremes, by competence, but instead of rich, monopolize. Hold on, I haven't read this for. Nah, this seems to be like this. Free schools, colleges, national free. Hold on, I'm just checking everything, y'all. I ain't read this for. I thought that's where the article ended. Oh yeah, it is because we got Benjamin Franklin down here right now. Okay, cool. So we're done with that one. So again, that one's Rafinesque. Rafinesque is really doing me pretty good right now. I'm really liking what Rafinesque is putting out. He's putting out some good content, and this is back in like 18. We talking about the 1850s, 20s. We in the mid 1800s right here. So, but what's really amazing about Rafinesque in itself is the aspect that dude been really studying. Like he studies really hard, and at this time, what they was doing is it was an honor to find these new things, put these new things together. Of course, in this time, 1865, you got the Homestead Act. So everybody's coming over and getting their free land that's getting parceled out or put on a lottery. In a sense, that's what's really going on. It's getting put in a lottery, being given up to other people for free after they pushed them out. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, like this time was a lot of time of really kind of exploration. They're digging in these mounds. They're tearing up all the graves. They're taking all these artifacts. There's no oversight. But they figuring out a lot too is about, like what's going on, what was true. Like these things it was crazy times. It was wild. It was really the wild, wild west. And so things weren't as structured as they are now. Of course, a lot of monuments of our old times was not protected. So a lot of theft happened, taken to other parts of the world. We know this clearly. The Smithsonian, we have many accounts of many archaeologists in their field doing their research and then saying that the Smithsonian is coming in and taking their stuff right there in front of them, just like boom, taking it all. Right. So with that being said, y'all join up. Y'all come chit chat with me, man. You already know what's good. So let me see. Let me get it back on here. So I wanted to cover that one about Rafinesque. Throw that out there to everybody so they can get a good understanding on what's going on. Next thing I wanted to jump into on Rafinesque's work is this is going to be in relation to what did he do on this one? This one's coming out of the book of the History of Annals of Kentucky. Okay, so I've covered this. This is in my book or in my video. Excuse me, my book. My gosh, the video Atala is America. It's a 3-part series. This is actually a really short book. You can search it on the archive. It's really easy to find. But this kind of goes through what his. And again, when I be going through this stuff, don't take everything into account like this is my word or I believe everything that I say. We just picking out the gems, y'all. We picking out the gemstones. Got to get the gemstones, right? So when we're going through this, this is pretty cool because what Rafinesque has done at this point in time in his life is he's kind of put things and he's branched them off. Okay. But what we're also getting to understand is some of the more primitive aspects or names of the tribes. And we just went through the aspects that some of the oldest tribes, black nations of Indians, tribes in America. And really, I shouldn't even say Indians. I should rather just say tribes or nations, because not everybody here was what would be defined as, let's say, an Indian, right? Because that terminology as far as what an Indian is and what a Native American is has been intermixed so much that we kind of attribute a lot of things to Indians when it wasn't necessarily an Indian, if you get what I'm saying, in a sense, right? It's just a primitive or different civilization, different type of race, different type of group of people. So in this eastern branch here, we're going through America. You'll see heaven, land, water, and man. It's the roots or the words of, right? So we got an eastern branch right off the top that's labeled for America. So you got the Atalans or the Kutans. That's number one. There's a reason why it's number one. It's number one because these were the first, okay? But what are we talking about in relation to Atalans and Kutans? Where do you know or where have you heard of the Atalans or Kutans? You really haven't. You see, they don't talk about that. But your Atalans and your Kutans are your mound builders of America. Like, that's what's going down, okay? But they always got to make it a mystery. We're going to keep going. Don't worry. Then you got number 2, Aruac. 3, Caribbean. You got the Guarani. We just spoke about that. And Black nations, which is Brazilian. So we already know that's a Black nation or tribe. Then you got the Muiscas. Okay. The Araucanian, Peruvian. And then you got down below, number 2 is the Asiatic or Western branch. Now, to me, I've always kind of been like, okay, Asiatic or Western branch. Why they want to do that? They want to relate things over to Asia. And that's cool with me. I ain't got no problem with relating anything to Asia, right? The only aspect is that, are we questioning the aspect of who came out of where? If we're always just going with the mainstream on every single thing, they're going to tell you that they feel as though civilization started in Asia, right? So, and of course, our theory, knowing that we've been studying pretty hard, looking at geology, understanding the geology, the strata, how deep our civilizations or people are under the strata, which is fairly deep, and then looking at, people who have seniority or are an authority of the topic at this time, diving in deep, such as, like Luis Agassiz, Harvard professor. America was the first to rise out of the depths of the ocean. And where's the biggest supervolcano in the world, y'all? It's in Yellowstone. So come on, you see what I'm saying? I kind of use more of a logic to try and hey man, correct me, please correct me. If you feel that I'm wrong in my logic, I'm always up for correction. There's no doubt about it. Yo, y'all check it. Here's the link for the Streamyard. Y'all want to join up? Come chat. There it is, man. Y'all dive in. Let me know if you're having problems getting in too. So we already know that we got the super volcano here in the world. We got Louis Agassiz, Harvard professor, coming out saying America was the first to rise from the depths of the ocean. We also got who's my boy? We got what's his name? Oh, we got let me see. I had to grab a book real quick. I forget homeboy's name. Dr. R.S. Clymer coming out in his Oriental Masonry, right? Talking about how we are not indebted to masonry, or we are not indebted to ancient religion or masonry to Egypt, but to America. They know that America started all this. Deep down within these secret societies, it's known, right? It's just they like to make us be the profane or ignorant. That's, the vulgar, right? You have to be in a brotherhood to know that, well, no secret societies over here, bro, and we figuring it out. Okay, so it's thanks to a lot of individuals who have been on the forefront of this and helped me learn where I'm at. But let's keep going. All right. So we got on the Asiatic or Western branch, which I think is weird that they did this anyways like this, but it says the Mexican. So the Mexican is in a relation with the Asiatic or Western branch. We got the Missourian or Oman, okay, which is a Minatari, okay. Then we got Floridian or Floridan, okay, and they got it under there. Choctaw. So they're saying that the Floridian or the Choctaw is part of the Asiatic or Western branch from Rafinesque's viewpoint. Okay. Then we've got the Panis or Apacheans and the Lenapean. Okay. Now the Lenapeans, they've been spoken of a lot. I think it's kind of weird how they've been spoken of as well, because it's been said that they came all the way over from the Asia and came through the Columbia, came over the Missouri, then they came all the way through the Mound Builders, tried to fight them off, and then they ended up over, on the East Coast. So it's kind of weird in relation to the story of the Lenape people in the first place, because they went so far, and but that doesn't attribute to everybody here in America. So let's get that corrected. So I wanted to start off there. And then something else I wanted to kind of look at. Noah was also referenced or named as, excuse me, as I'm trying to navigate through this. I'm new. Y'all chill. Noah's another name for Noah was Nahu or Nahu. Well, when I see that Nahu, and we'll go through this here in a second, he's got other names as well. But when I think of Nahu, it makes me just right off the bat think Nahuatl, Nahua. You're just missing one letter. That one letter rule, right? So y'all bear with me. Now let's check this out. So here's I'm diving into, which book is this one? Let me see real quick. This is the American Nations, or Outlines of Their General History, Ancient and Modern, including the whole history of the earth and mankind in the Western Hemisphere and the philosophy of history, American history and annals. Yes, this is also done by Rafinesque. Now his name is Constantine Samuel. You can find all this stuff on the archive. And again, when I look at dates, I always look at numbers. So this, is a 18, which is 9. Then you got 36. So you got 936. So of course 369, and the numbers I'll be on them. All right. So what we got going on? It says from the 49th event. I'm not going to go back. I've been reading this quite a bit here, so we're just going to go into this aspect and kind of dive into it. But this is going through the Haitian annals, as you can see here. We're talking about 48th event, the Phoenicians, talking about Atlantis. But then let's come down to this 49th event here. Okay, so it says, a black people came to Haiti from the south or southeast. Not far. We ain't talking Africa. We ain't talking far at all. We talking about right here. Came to Haiti from the south or southeast, who had darts of guanin metal and were called the Black Guanese. Okay. This tradition, preserved by Herrera Garcia and Charlevoix, indicates a colony of Negroes or men painting black from South America. They might be the Black Negroes of Guarequa, mentioned by Dan Guerrilla, or some other American Negro nation, of which there are many. And then you'll see the dash, and it says, see my account of ancient Black nations of America, which is the article we just read. So as you can see, when we coming through, and this is a professor, this guy's like high accolade, like everybody talking about this cat. Like, it's not no joke. It's not like fantasy. It's not like we coming out here and making stuff up and wanting to make it seem like something that it's not. Like, this is what it is. And I don't think people are really trying to understand that. They're just trying to say that, oh, all Black people are from Africa and all of them were slaves and they all got brought from. That's not the case. That's a bias because of something that you got taught through the Rockefeller Institution. Like, I think we got to wrap our understanding around the aspect that who set up the kindergarten through 12th grade education system? It was the Rockefellers. That's what they did. And what was the statement at that point in time? We aren't in the business. We didn't create this to make intelligent people. We created this to make obedient workers. Something I found out long time ago in my research. And that's why I've become so, I guess, autodidactic, trying to learn on my own. You dig? So I thought this was pretty cool too. There's actually quite a few more references. Let me see here. In relation to, we got Search Inside, Negro Nations. Here's another one here if we want to go to it. So it says, the Spanish, who have colonized or conquered from New Mexico to Chile and from Florida to Buenos Aires, but they came not alone and have brought along with them as auxiliaries Italians, Flemish, Biscayans, Canarians, while as slaves. So again, Dodge. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm over here reading and not showing the screen. Excuse me. That's why I don't need to change nothing. Okay. All right. So it says right here, we up here on Spanish, right? So it says the Spanish who have colonized, or let me throw this up a little bit. Make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's better. Let's do it. So it says the Spanish who have colonized or conquered from New Mexico to Chile and from Florida to Buenos Aires, but they came not alone and have brought along with them as auxiliaries Italians, Flemish, Biscayans, Canarians, etc., while as slaves. So what we talking about? All Africa, stop. Okay, so we got the Moors of Mauritania and 6 many African Negro nations. Now, comma, while as slaves, and then 5 and 6. So we're talking about the Canarians were as slaves, but then Moors of Mauritania and 6 many African Negro nations came. We got to remember this, professor. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there probably wasn't no slavery. I'm not trying to say that. But you got to dodge a hijack and thinking that everybody that was Black over here was slaves, or that they even came from Africa in the first place. Number 2, Portuguese, who have colonized the whole of Brazil and brought there, besides many Negro nations, okay, some Moors, Gypsies, and Chinese. Oh, man. Watch out now. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We got some more Negro references in there. Let me see what else we got going on. And this is coming out of, we just read this one. Yeah, and this is, again, coming out of Rafinesque's work. Okay, so we read out of here. Then we went into the article, which was kind of a bite, get people coming and read his books, I guess, promotions. But either way, many Black nations in America. So are we overstanding? Are we getting our overstanding here, right? Cool. So I ain't going back up out of that one yet. So you can see here, all you got to do is search up Rafinesque on the archive, y'all. That's all you got to do. It's got a lot of books. Okay, so we're gonna get in deep in more of Rafinesque stuff, pull some gems out. Now, what I wanted to also go over was the aspect of the Mound Builders works. So as I'm getting deeper and deeper into my research, what I'm starting to realize is that the scholars, or let's just say like the mainstream aspect of looking at things, has a really bad date. And I always think it's fascinating anyways how they make the Mound Builders come out and say, oh well, the Mound Builders were only a certain thousand so many thousand years old, right? So just recently I came across this site right here. It's called Coaster Site. It is in Illinois. Okay. And what's amazing about this, they got a little documentary on YouTube. Maybe we can even watch it together. That might be cool. I got a good little spot. Actually, we'll do that. We'll do that. I got a little spot I want to show y'all. And this Coaster Site, I actually found this in one of my books. I'm a big book hunter. Okay. And what I want you to look at and understand is that when you go in, if you're listening to any of these people that talk about like the Mound Builders, the Mississippian culture, as they label it, the Adena, the Hopewell, all these different type of civilizations that they account to going back, 1000 BC, or that they died out at 1000 AD or something like that. That is all bad. Like that is way, way wrong. And the more and more research that I get into, even if you get into people that are going into a little bit more like pseudo, you got a doctor out there, I think he goes by Little. Even though I do like some of the things that he's saying and bringing forth, I still think some things are wrong there. Just due to my research, So this Coaster Site here is a site that dates back to 7500 BC. 7500 BC in Illinois, right? Yeah. Eldred, Illinois, 7500 BC. Okay. And then, of course, they got the Mississippian period up to AD 1000. Well, that ain't even close, because did we have another flood? If they was utilizing these buildings and all these mounds, they so-called say they're mounds, and the only reason they say that they're mounds is because they want to just say that they're just all dirt, right? It's just all dirt, that none of it was painted. And it may be all dirt, but we had sun-dried brick, we know. But the aspect that 7500 BC is sitting right here on Wikipedia, so that's not hard. So why are they still out here saying, that the Mound Builders are Atalans and Kutans is only 1000 AD? That's just way off, right? So what I want to do is come down here into some of these images and just kind of really get an overstanding and take a look in greater detail, maybe talk about some of these and just see what we got going on, right? Now, when we're looking at these images, these are all effigies, and these are huge. I don't see that we have, oh yeah. So this little marker right here, let me see if I can do it like this. So this little marker right here, I believe would be 10 meters. I don't think it's going to be, not 10 miles. So it's got to be 10 meters. Okay. And so you can see 10 meters, how big these really are. Okay. And what's crazy is this one says not on 1953 map. 1950 map shown as 2 linears. So these are all effigy mounds that was being built here in America. Okay. Right here in America, y'all. So let's keep going. So as we go through these, you got to understand the artistry. Okay. So this is coming out of a shell. If this is coming out of a shell, the artistry is amazing in itself. So the craftsmanship is popping off. This is from the Etowah group. Okay. Again, we're looking at the Teocalis here, or should I say temples, their works. Let me see if I can rotate this. Let's rotate this bad boy. You see their works. Okay. So we get an idea or an artist rendering or image to show us, hey, look out, Rado 480. Big ups to you for homeschooling your children. We do too, man. It's a lot of work, but actually it's not. And we get to spend a lot more time with our children. We get to make sure that we know what they're learning. They are still involved in activities, so I commend you for that, man. That's you're setting your kids up for greatness. Just know that. So it's amazing. Creates a really tight bond as well. So that's great, man. Big ups to you for that. So this is an artist rendering, right? Oh, what is that? Look at that depiction. Looking a little strange, huh? Looking a little crazy. Looking a little bit different than what they've shown us in relation to what the normal people, as far as our primitive peoples, are here in America. And we know this, okay? This has always interested me just due to the fact that it's the hands being thrown up, both of them. You know, the Hindu hand, the eye. And this is where I would invite some of my other people to come on and talk a little bit deeper with me on this aspect. I've recently come across one of these guys. I'm gonna call him out. He goes by Baisa, I think is how you say it. This dude came off on me strong as hell, bro. Uh he really did come off on me strong. He called me all kinds of derogatory terms, but I don't take none of that defense because I already know that's not who I am. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm soul, bro. I've actually been here before, and I know. Um, but I don't think I'm coming back next time. Either way, though, I think some of these people, him, Tlatoani, got a deeper aspect and understanding of a lot of things that I've been able to start connecting. Palinke, Shiva, but this also comes back to a lot of my research that I'm doing with Brazier de Berg, which is another high authority in relation to the research that's being done out here. So, of course, as we look through these images, you can see just the unique beauty of them and how different and distinct they are from what we've been shown as far as Native Americans. And this is not to offend any Native Americans. My significant other is Native American. So what do you want me to tell you? Okay. So what I actually have is a unique aspect of being able to be tied to Native Americans to understand them, their traditions, and what they have to say about this as well. So it's not just like I'm biased or saying anything. It's not like I'm coming through and being like, I mean, do I look like a heavily melanated Negro? No. If they want to turn me as something, you call me a mulatto. If anything, I'm a mixed breed, but everybody is a mixed breed. There is no pure blood, bro. We go back thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. Okay. It's all about culture, knowing who you are. It's not about race, bro. There can be a group of people that all have the same phenotype that go from coarse hair and heavily melanated and swarthy all the way to the palest translucent being, and they still have the same phenotype. And that's what we have to start understanding. But it also is good to, really come back and tie in the truth of America in relation to swarthy people that were here, Negroes that were already here. Like, why is that not accounted for? Why is everybody told that they come from Africa? Because if they learn the truth of what's going on in relation that they was already here, there's going to be hell to pay. And nobody wants to account for that. Okay. Because you already know what's up. You already know what's up and what would happen. It's going to get crazy. And oh, that reminds me, I actually want to show y'all something real quick about that topic. So just bear with me 1 second here before we keep going through photos. That gets me on something that I don't want to forget this. So I'm gonna have to come into the Telegram real quick because I think I shared it, and hopefully this audio plays through. I hope we don't have no issues with it. But this was pretty interesting, something that I found. Let me see my Telegram. Yeah, I'll throw this up on the screen. You already know what's up. Shout out to the Curameo Telegram group. You dig? Shout out to the Curameo Telegram group, baby. Okay, so where we got, let me see. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Okay, this is cool right here. So let me see if we can. I don't know if the audio is gonna play. Let me see. Oh, the audio's not gonna play. Wait, let me see. That's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. That's the major problem with Israel, is with the young generation of Black community. Why would someone say that? Why would they say that? Because there's veils being removed. There's veils being removed, and they know pretty soon what I'm telling you. I'm gonna call it out right now. They gonna label it a certain type of group. That's all I'm gonna say about that. They gonna label people that's revealing the truth a certain type of group. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, so we're gonna get back to it. So coaster site, people here, they know is back just in this side alone, 7,500 years or at 7,500 BC. So let's get back over to some of these photos, right? Let's dig through these. So again, when I'm going through my research, what I'm starting to figure out when we're talking about the Atalans and the Kutans, and we're about to get into it, don't trip out. I just want to give y'all some visuals so that as we go through more, of the readings that we're about to do of Rafinesque's work, you got some visuals already. I ain't got to show you later. You can see what's going down, right? And again, yo, what's up, y'all? I appreciate y'all being here. We just having a chit chat. This isn't a me live stream. This is Streamyard, so y'all can join. The link is in the pinned comment, so join up. Let me see if I can even paste it. So y'all join up, come chit chat with me, man. I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to connect the dots with you because I can't do this alone. Okay, I've depended heavily on a lot of other people. Shout out Cormeo. Shout out 432 The Drop. Shout out newcomer as far as me and my boy Tlatoani. But yeah, we've been working together heavily too, and I gotta shout out my people. All right, so check it out. These are figures found at Santa Cruz del Queche. Okay, we've been going over that in Brazier de Berg's work in relation to the Queche and the Nahuatl languages, breaking down a lot of words, what they mean. Now, this right here, Washington State, they say they're Clovis points. Okay. Here, you can see what's going on. Now, this is what I want to bring some attention to right here. Now, this is pretty cool. And of course, they don't want to talk about it a lot, but this is cool. So, and let me just tell you straight up, I ain't go to college, bro. I ain't learned none of this. I ain't have to go through all that to learn and then unlearn. Okay. I'm just learning. So it's been amazing. So yes, when we talk about the younger Dryas floods, some floods that came and happened, they want to say it was from a comet. I don't believe no comet. I believe it was a volcano explosion. Because hey man, we know that volcanoes do heavy damage. One of the biggest lakes, actually the deepest lake here in America, right here in my not home state, but the state I'm currently residing in, is Crater Lake. It was formed from a volcano. It's the deepest lake in all of North America. So yeah, we got dodge a hijack. Now, this is cool because what it's showing is how the ice sheet and how far it came over the Canadian and United States border, y'all. Okay, so we had an ice sheet all the way that came this far. Okay, now that logically makes you think, man, like ain't nobody being up in this region, like they coming down south. But if they was there before the ice sheet came, before there was a major volcano that blocked out all of the sunlight, huge ash falling all over the place for decades or an extensive amount of time, of course we're going to have the earth freeze over. That's logical. So our people would have moved south. But if there was people there before, you got to understand that point. All right. So hopefully some of these understandings of geological changes throughout the times will start to be understood a little bit more. And as you can see here, they also are showing that the coastline was a lot further out than it is now. So when, like, for instance, down in Texas, or even off of Louisiana, there's been some recent civilizations being found right off of the coast. Well, our coastlines were a little bit further, y'all. Okay, so yes, we have civilizations right off the coast that are underwater. But then again, we also have to remember that we had heavy convulsions coming here. If you've been going with me through Brazier de Berg's work, we've been translating that from French into English. Nobody has yet that I've seen thus far. There's no videos on it. And then this is where we kind of have gotten our understanding now of America being called in its originality Hue Hue Tlapalan, right? And what I really like about the aspect of Hue Hue is, one of the oldest names for the creator is Hawa. Well, if that's just been linguistically changed a little bit, it kind of falls into Hue, 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 Hua, Hue. So to me, in my mind, it's making sense that Hue, Hue, Hua, Hua, it just falls in line with me. I don't know. I see things weird like that. Weird, bro. Whatever the case may be. All right, so looking into these works. Look at these works. This is 16 acres. Now, what's amazing about this is up on an enclosed area, on an, like a terrace, right? A plateau, okay? And what's amazing is that our Atalans, our Kutans, our ancient Tlapalans, Alegans, okay, Alegawis, Alegans, all of these names are our same people. They've just been put in different types of spellings over time. That's how far back they go. This is 16 acres, okay? And what they did was they built walls along the edge, okay? So that if anybody was to come, they couldn't go up this ridge to get in whatsoever. So they had height advantage. And then they could pinpoint and bottleneck people here within an entrance if they had to fight. So just ingenious, okay? This takes a lot of work, ingenious. This takes high intelligence, very high intelligence, okay? Very high, all right? Same one, 16 acres. This is an embankment of 16 acres. 16 acres, y'all. Okay, so we see some more of their works coming out of Garden Creek Mound. Of course, we know about the giants, or, just our taller people, right? We have some pygmies down here. You can see, you got a little dude, got the little guy down there, all right? A lot of times they say they're children, but they could just literally be pygmies as well. I'm not going to go off on too much of that, but this is a giant skeleton. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen this one, with copper breastplates. Okay, clad in armor with copper breastplates. I just want to ask you this: have our Native Americans come down to us with copper breastplates? I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to have a conversation here. Do they use brass or copper breastplates? Do they speak on copper breastplates? Okay, gonna keep going on this. So this is a glacial map of Illinois. Look how far. What they're able to do is look at the geology. And I'm no geologist. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm just a researcher, y'all. I'm trying to find the truth like everybody else is right now. We in the days of awakening, man. We in age of Aquarius. Pluto's in Aquarius coming up. Let's go. So they've been able to geologically understand where the glaciers were, the deposits, how long ago. These things have been figured out for a long time. They've been doing these studies. Okay, shout out to Tlatoani Sky. We went through a lot of this here. Ancient works. So we see more ancient works dotted all along. This here is a section of the mound. Okay, with the skeleton down. Limestone gravel. Okay, on the very bottom. All right, let's keep going. I want to get over to some of these major works. Let's see here. These are fascinating in itself, though. I mean, we could go into these, and I think I will go into these at one point, but this is a headdress on a skeleton, actually. It was actually made out of copper itself. I believe the antlers were made out of copper as well. This is a headdress of copper from a skeleton as well. And as you can see, the horns. This reminds me, when I see this image right off the bat, what it makes me think of is Moses with the two horns when they depict Moses in that type of fashion, the bull, right? Linking it to Taurus, of course. This is a human effigy in antler from altar. As we can see here, very short hair on the top. Of course, the nice slanted eyes, almost reminiscent, at least here in America, viewpoint-wise, we've always, at least myself, should I say, myself, I've always looked at that as somewhat Bharat, India, Buddha. This one's pretty interesting because it's a human effigy carved from ivory and shell from one of the altars. And what's pretty cool is we can see that there's symbols on here. Right, symbols is this phonetics is hieroglyphics. Pretty interesting on that one as well. And when I'm going through this, oh, this is great. So let me show you this. This is cool. So this shows the textiles of how they were sewing. Okay, they were sewing. They were wearing clothes, whether it's baskets, clothes. They found it within their graves. They wasn't running around out here like that with just like bear skins, bro. They actually had high intelligence here. We're going to keep going a little bit more. Yo, y'all join up. Y'all let me know what's going down, man. I'm trying to see some of my people in this thing. All right, so let's get some of these larger works. I do want to go through some other things. I think we've been in here, what, 50 minutes so far? Yeah. So let me show you some of these larger works. Now, have you seen any of these before? I think we're going to start. Now, look, when y'all go and search Mound Builders, this is what they're going to show y'all. But it was even deeper than this. It was more advanced than this. This is what they got to show y'all. Okay. And the reason that they got to show y'all this is they got to make you think that they were primitive. Now, yes, they were primitive. Yes, they were our first ones. Okay. Watch out now. But I want to break it down like this, man. I want to break it down like this for a second. Let me take a quick break and break it down like this. I want to break it down for a second. So we've been going through Brazer de Bourg's work. Brazer de Bourg, if you're new here, if you're with me for the first time, appreciate you being here. If you coming with me, maybe you ain't seen all the Brazer de Bourgs. I know they're a little slow. Some people don't like to get this deep. It's a little complicated. I like to get deep though. And what we are understanding is that Brazer de Bourg was pretty much asked, he was the highest authority in the world to come and translate the documents that were left, the Chimapapaca, a lot of works that were what remained here in America after the destruction. And the destruction only came because they had to hide the truth of where it originated. And of course, dates as far as how far they really go back. But the aspect that even their records, what we're figuring out is America is the start of all civilizations. This comes from the highest of authorities. Everything that's in Central South America comes from north. Their ancestors, they called Hue Hue Tlapalan, or the land in which they came from was Hue Hue Tlapalan. And what's always really tripped me out, or what is tripping me out in the last 2-3 weeks, however long we've been going through, maybe a month now, is the aspect that if I was able to find Hue Hue Tlapalan as easily as I did once I dove into it a little bit deeper, why is nobody else talking about it? That's what trips me out. It's like, why is nobody else talking about it? If within the historical record of Brazer de Bourg, and everybody is quoting Brazer de Bourg and talking about he is of the highest authority and he has all the info and he's dropped it and he's translating these with precision, and nobody is talking about Hue Hue Tlapalan, that is weird to me. Like, I'm like, how is this possible that I'm the first one talking about Hue Hue Tlapalan? You search up Hue Hue Tlapalan and nobody on YouTube talking about it. Everybody that's researching, if you deeply researching the Olmecs or the Toltecs or the Aztecs or anything like that, why is Hue Hue Tlapalan not being mentioned? There's a reason for that. They not trying to go this deep, because if they go that deep, it leads to the aspect that North America, the Ohio, Mississippi valleys, is the origins of civilization. At least that's what I'm finding out. And not to hold too much credence or credit to this, I'm an Aquarius. I'm aqua. I'm like the bamboo getting blown in the wind. I sway, bro. I'm not going to be no strong oak and stand when the wind's blowing 100 miles an hour thinking I'm going to hold up. I'm going to tip over. So I always am fluid. I'm able to move and morph and understand that things change as the knowledge comes upon you to learn more and to be the best that you can be as far as elevating yourself, taking in all accounts. So if I'm taking in all these accounts and I'm looking and understand that within even the Central American cultures, the Aztecs, they talking about they came from the north, Hue Hue Tlapalan. Hello. And it only makes sense in my mind if I'm using logical deduction, if I'm trying to tap into intuition, to if we just look at it logically from saying, okay, well, let's just go look at some of their works, right? So if we're going to go through here and look at some of their works, okay, let's say we're going to go look at some of their works. We got huge effigy mounds. We got huge things being depicted here in America. These are a little bit more rude in form. They're not as perfected or as beautiful as what we see as we go further and further south into our Central American cultures, who are a little bit later in their creation. Still old, still amazing, still beautiful, but one and the same. And that's the problem. They're one and the same. They're not separate and distinct like that. They just morphed. And everybody always be like, oh, they just disappeared. The Mound Builders just disappeared. They're gone. Well, y'all ain't even knowing who they are in the first place to be talking about if they disappeared or not. Y'all ain't even got to the point to where you understand, are they Atalans or in the croutons. They don't even get that far. They still relate everything over to the Native Americans. And it's not to be offensive, but they are not one and the same. Yes, some were intermixed and some intermarried and some were part of the culture. I understand that. Don't get me wrong, bro. I'm not saying that. But y'all gonna see here in a minute. Okay, we'll go through a little bit more Rafinesque's work. Hold on. I just want y'all to see some of these more extreme works that were found here in America. Okay. Now, when we talk about Serpent Mound, did y'all know there was actually two Serpent Mounds? Did y'all know there was actually two of them? The one that's still standing, that's the small boy. There was one that was even bigger, and they had to destroy that one, just like they did the Hebrew Hanukkah mounds. Okay. Okay. And if everybody wants to say that's conspiracy, yo, it's on the Ohio State website. It's on the Ohio State University's website. It was a legit thing. It's documented that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers destroyed it. You'll see it here in a second. Hold on. But what's always fascinated me is this other serpent mound that, as you can see, has two. Oh, damn it. Y'all ain't seeing what I'm showing. God dang it. Sorry, y'all. Dang it. See, that's why I got to quit switching it. Somebody better start telling me in the chat. Y'all hook me up, man. Y'all got to let me know when I'm not showing. Okay. So right here, what you're seeing is this serpent mound, right? Now, this is the other one. There was two. There was two of them, y'all. There was two. And this one was bigger than even the other one. I think this is the one. But what I've noticed about this one is it's got two sides, as though there were two snakes at one time. So why is the illustration always now just on one side? I thought this one was pretty interesting because why? Look at the figure and what it's figured at the bottom. 236. Y'all watch out, man. They trying to speak through numbers. Okay. And that's how they do it. This is how they do it. I've learned this over time. They speak through numbers. Okay. So this is a Mound Builder stone effigy. Okay. So we can see what's going on, how they was depicting themselves. It's a pipe from Illinois. All right. Now check out these works here. You're gonna get mad at me, man, if I was to say that the Indians didn't do these, then or the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, didn't do these, y'all. These are old. These are old. This is Atlantis old. This type of like precision, geometrical shapes. Nope. They always say, where did they go? You ever think the volcanoes might have possibly blown off, bro? Like volcanoes blew off, ashes all over the place. They had to move down south because the ice sheet started to come down, like we were just speaking of. Okay. If ice is coming down, you think they're going to stay? No, they're going to move south to warmer weather and get better and better and better. Okay. It's not, to me, it's not hard to think in this type of fashion. That's just, again, because I wasn't taught something to believe. So I like the Mormons. I don't believe in their religion like that, but I love this map because look at it. This is what's documented. This is what they found. This doesn't include what has not yet to have been found or what was destroyed. What was destroyed? How many foreigners came over here and destroyed in hopes that they were going to find a whole bunch of things that they could sell? Not only that, you got to start accounting then for the forgeries. There's so many forgeries out here. I think just recently I got shared something in relation to artifacts that were coming out of Michigan mounds, straight shown as forgeries. Well, if I would have rocked with that, I'd look crazy. Glad I did my research, though. So what I thought it was amazing about this is that this is the contents of an upper vault. As you can see, all the beads and shells. What is that? What kind of writing is that, yo? What do you see there? Oh, that Paleo Hebrew? Oh no. So even within your museums, they're showing you, they telling you, people just ain't looking. The education has gotten really bad. Here we go again. Where did it originate? Where's the true old world? Okay. You thinking they traveled all that way to bring that over here? Or did it finally make its way over there after thousands and thousands and thousands of years? Okay. Keep it going here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. See what we got going on. So as you'll see here, I thought this one was pretty great. We got. What do we got? Do you see what's going down? Do you see the high degree of sophistication? Do you see how high the actual mounds are? Okay. Now let me see if I can get to, and we ain't even gone through church ward. We ain't even gone through church ward's work like this yet. Niven tablets. We ain't even gone through all this yet. We will. Don't worry. We'll get there. Don't worry. We've gone through Father Cresby's work. Y'all know about Father Cresby. But let me see if I can find these mounds that I was showing on real quick. Let me see if I can get to it. Okay, here we go. Yes, sir. This is what I'm looking for. All right. It's America, y'all. It's America, y'all. Now, you see this bottom one here down on the left-hand side? Cut E, it says. Why do you think they built that for? What do you think the purpose of these were for? Try to imagine yourself to figure out what this was for. This is 50 feet to every inch. Yes, it's hard to calculate an inch on this. I understand that. But you can imagine still the scale, okay? What is this? What is this? There's some kind of depiction going on here. The drops are below, then above, then a connection, a tie to, antlers, human. But what is this? Okay? Then we got some enclosures here. Fort Ancient, 47 acres of an enclosure. We have another 54 acres of an enclosure. Now, if we have firsthand primary accounts, and I'm not going to mess up this time, y'all. I promise I will bring back, oh my gosh, where's my mouse? I will bring back myself to this, okay? So now, I want to get like feedback. I want to get some feedback. I want somebody to join in. Can y'all not join in? Nobody joined in? Yeah, I know my people said they was coming on to come chit chat with me. Where they at? How do I get these people on? I ain't seeing nobody say that they tried to join yet. I hope this thing works right. Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, now, George. Very weird. The Smithsonian and Mini College. Let's read this real quick. I can actually put it up on screen, can't I? Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Very weird. The Smithsonian and Mini College educated part of hijack. Not everyone indoctrinated to follow script, but they believe in it or don't care. Still catching up on all the knowledge you drop. Hey, I'm still catching up too. Okay. I got a lot of catching up to do. I'm still catching up. You know, there's still a lot of things that maybe I should learn in other parts of the world, but I just don't care about it right now because I'm focused on America. There's a lot to uncover that we got to uncover here. So again, if we're coming back though over here to Fort Ancient, we can see 47 acres and 54 acres. We got a sacred festival circle here. Look how magnificent this is. Look at the geometry. Look at the pentagon in here. 5 sides. Okay. Then we got here. What do we got? Look at these. Have you seen these before? Do they normally show you that this is what our ancient ancestors built? No, you ain't been seeing these ones, y'all. Works in Ohio and Nebraska. Yes, we've seen this one, but they ain't showing you these effigies. Look at this. What does it mean? Cemeteries of Nebraska and Minnesota. They talking about this as a cemetery? It's a cemetery. It's a cemetery. That's what they gonna give us. They can't dig them up. They don't dig them up. Why? If they dig them up, what they gonna find? Look how amazing the works are. Okay. Look at this one right here. Earthwork near Castleville, Wisconsin. Look at that. Okay. Now, let's say if we do something here, right? Let's turn it. We're going to turn it. Watch this. Watch what we're looking at. What do you see here? What is that? What is that? You tell me what that is. What is that? What image backs up to that? Come on, I want to see it in the chat. I'm not sure. I'm not saying nothing else. I want to see it in the chat. What is that? What is that? What is it? Come on, man. I know somebody's got it. Y'all tell me what it is. Come on. Y'all tell me what it is. Y'all want me to flip it over? Do I need to flip it? What's it look like? The Jewish Kabbalah. The Kabbalah. An area of 50 acres. You don't see some similarities there to the Kabbalah? If you don't see similarities there to the Kabbalah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is our ancient mound builders, y'all. This is what they say, mound builders. By bringing them down to a state, by saying mound builders in the first place. These ain't mounds, man. These are great civilization structures, y'all. This is beyond what they can show you because it predates all. It's the start. It's the original of religion, of creation, of civilization, of architecture. It didn't come from nowhere else, man. That's the problem. They keep saying it came from somewhere else. Oh, yes, we had people that were coming from other places after they left here from the original cataclysms in the first place. Okay, so let's keep it real. Uh-oh, I got a heavy memory usage. Watch out now. Mac's about to crash on you, boy. Okay, let's get it to rotate again. Now, this one right here, what we can see, 40 acres. We got 40 acres right here, y'all. 27 acres. Am I lagging? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if I'm lagging or anything either. I'm trying to get the RAM to do right. MacBook's kind of lagging on me, but we should be good now. We should be good. All right. So again, down here, just coming down to this cut as well. This one's in Wisconsin as well. So Wisconsin's got some beautiful things. Okay. You can see this clearly. This is very complicated works. The precision, the accuracy, why they were creating it. This is something we got to work on. 20 acres here for this structure, another 18 acres for this structure. If you know anything about land and acres, this is huge. This is not easy. Very hard, complicated. 40 acres on this one with another 27. What were these for? 200 feet to the inch in scale. Okay, they're saying cemeteries. Artificial Pentagon. Where does the American Pentagon really come from? When we talking about Department of Defense, who's the real Department of Defense? You dig what I'm saying? Who's the real Department of Defense? Okay. And then we got some pipes here. So they're saying that this is a female. Look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful these are. Okay. Wildcat, buzzards. All right. And then we got some, so we're seeing what's going on there. So now you're starting to understand at least how complicated the works really are. Here's some more. Check these out, y'all. Look at this. When we talk about pyramids, who started the pyramid aspect with the eye in the middle? That originates to America. They ain't indebted to no Egypt. They indebted to their religion and masonry from America. Yep. This one's called a royal residence, is what it says. Look at the precision, accuracy. Look at this, y'all. You're gonna have to start telling them from now on, miss me with that BS. You're gonna have to start telling them from now on, miss me with that BS. Because primary accounts, and I know, I'm not trying to be rude again. I'm not here to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm just here to say what was being said. The primary accounts when the people came here is that the Indians did not build the mound. They had no accounts of them. They had no traditions of them. They were not even using them. Gonna keep going. These are triumphal mounds. Where are these at? Won't they show these? Hieroglyphal and sacrificial mounds. Okay. Now, something I wanted to bring up too is recently I was watching a professor, and this professor was talking about how they found certain circle structures within these mounds. And this is as of like 6 months ago. This is people that are experts on the mound builders in their culture, and how they were saying that they were relating everything back to the Indians because of sweat baths. Sweat baths. So what they tried to say is all of these circular structures were sweat baths. Well, you don't have no proof to say that. You're just saying it that because they were circular and that the Indians or Native Americans used sweat baths. There's still a lot of conjecture out here, y'all. Still to this day in these colleges, and they have to keep their mind like that because if it starts coming out, bro, it's over with. We can see elephants. Looking like we got some elephants. Maybe it was a mammoth. Okay, here. Looking like a double-headed eagle or double-headed eagle snake. Okay, and these are sculpture. All right. Okay, so we'll keep going here. And again, hieroglyphic painting. So this is a painting that was actually found. They say, oh, they didn't have no written language and they didn't have no hieroglyphs. That's a lie. That's a lie, bro. The Mound Builders didn't have no hieroglyphs. They didn't have no writing. That's a lie, bro. They lying to you and me. Okay. These are national symbols. It's like a flag here. Okay. This is the coat of arms. They crescent, they coat of arms right here. National symbols. national memorials. Okay, and these are residential circles, not crazy mounds or temples just built for sacrifices like they always try to make it out to be. Okay, these were just for, for their ceremonies, their festivals, their events. No, they were residential circles, y'all. This is where they lived. They were a high degree of intelligence way before. They are our ancestors to the Toltecs, possibly the Olmecs. I haven't gotten all the way there yet. Know for sure the Toltecs, okay? And we know the Toltecs preceded who? The Aztecs and the Mayans. And the Toltecs, in their own historical accounts, says that they came from the north, Hue Hue Tlapalan. That is America. Okay? So you can see just these amazing effigies of Ohio. Again, the snake, as we see the serpent. What does this look like here? Up here, this cross. You ever seen this cross anywhere else in the world? I know I have. But guess what? The effigies are here in America before over there. I guarantee you that. Well before Christianity. There's no doubt about it. 100%. Okay? I think we just seen those. Here we go with some more. This is works in Iowa. Look at this, y'all. Okay? Were these works for someone to see from above? Were they summoning celestial beings from above, from the firmament? From the next realms above? I mean, of course, I'm just guessing. Who knows, right? Let's see here. What else we got? Look at these right here. Okay. Sacred enclosures, what they say. And again, with a crescent, with the crescent in the cross. Okay. The 4 points. Okay. So now that you're starting to understand a little bit more of these enclosures, how great they were, how far they date back. Oh, this one's cool. I'll show y'all this one real quick. So this one was actually from an altar mound, what they say. Says the drawing of a serpent effigy illustrated in figure 30 showing the incised lines outlining the horns, not feathers, horns. Okay. And then when we come over to this one, I want to zoom in just to read it real quick for y'all. It says that again in the altar mound, a horned serpent monster, hollow stone object with incised animal figure. So I can see beautiful design work here. Okay, beautiful design work. But what interested me was the aspect that we're getting some horns up here. Horned serpent. Was the horned serpent before the plumed serpent? Yeah, you never know. We're gonna have to keep going deeper. Now here's some terracotta figurines. I love the figurines because they are showing you what these people were depicting themselves to look like. And if you look closely, what you'll notice is that we're seeing very similarities right off the bat. With Central America, for sure. There's no doubt about it. 100%. You can see it here. These are clear similarities found right here. Even the slant eye. Look at your slant eye. Looking very Olmec right here. Number F, right? Letter F, right? You even got the elongated skull. You even have the elongated skull. So let's touch base on that elongated skull aspect just for a second, if I may. Just for a second, if I may. So as I'm getting into this, I'm searching up Hue Hue Tlapalan. We got a lot more to go through in relation to Hue Hue Tlapalan. Don't think it's over with. There's a lot more. And as I'm getting deeper and deeper into this, doing more of the research, I end up coming to a nice branch off, should I say, a nice dive that veers off just a little bit. And it goes into Helena Blavatsky, right? The Theosophist, okay? Now, don't sit here and think just because I'm mentioning this that I'm going to get in there and start believing all that stuff. No, but I will take into account some of the things that are put forward, okay? One thing that's kind of interested me, I've never believed in evolution from a monkey. Never. Do I believe that we just instantaneously appeared? That's a little bit hard too, just appeared as perfect as creation. It's a little hard. Could it be possible? Yes. But then again, you got some of the theosophists out here talking about how, the root race stuff, right? So how we say we came from spirit, ether. We were celestial beings. Then we came down a little bit more into Hyperboreans, where we had somewhat of a translucent, gained a little bit more figure. In our first state, we were androgynous. We wasn't male or female, soulless, sexless. So you ain't got to worry about that. You know, and then the third stage comes along, and that's the Lemurians. That's how they go by in their root races. So things, you know, the Hyperboreans were kind of like giants a little bit, but they were still translucent, so they're developing through time. And the third stage, they say, through the Theosophist side, is that you got the Lemurians, right? Okay, so you got the Lemurians. They talk about that's where you get the Cyclopses from in the old days, way, 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 way back, you know, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years ago. And the Lemurians didn't really build civilizations. They had intelligence. They could communicate with each other. And this is just off of them. Don't think I'm believing all this. I'm just saying, hey, man, you got to open up your mind a little bit just to kind of figure out some things. But then the fourth root race was the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans, okay? Now, within these Atlanteans, you have the Romodals. That's the first subgroup. Then you got the second subgroup, which was the Tlavatli. Okay, now the Atlantis, Tla is American. That's etymologically comes back to America. Cool. So that right off the bat was like, man, that's fascinating. That means like subgroup of the Atlanteans. That's America right off the bat. Then the third subgroup, you wouldn't, bro, it don't get no better than this. The third subgroup is the Toltecs. And then after the Toltecs comes the Atlanteans. So it even goes even deeper than that. So we know that how many mounds? Okay, so we got a question, y'all. Let's check it out, see what's going on real quick. So Jack, okay, says, how many mounds at Toltec today? 5 Plume Bayo Mound Park. 3 mounds remain, where 18 stood surrounded by 100 feet embankment, a portion of which is visible at Plume Bayou Mounds and Scott, Arkansas. Thank you, Jack. Hey, Jack, I appreciate that, bro. Blessings, dude. That's good. I didn't know that. So let's see more things that we can dive into and understand a little bit deeper. So what's pretty amazing is, though, even if we're looking back at the aspect of the root races, even the Theosophists is following it back to America. Okay, the Toltecs. All right, the start of civilizations. Okay. So I find it really fascinating that even diving into Hue Hue Tlapalan, they talk about that it comes back to America. Now here we also have some more terracotta figurines. These are artistic, so we're not seeing the figurines itself, or maybe it's showing us. But as we can see, these are the depictions of our peoples, y'all. This is the old world right here. This is the ancestors to the Toltecs. This is before the Toltecs, okay? Before. These are our ancestors of everything south. Okay, so all Central America, South America, these are our ancestors right here. This is where they come from, y'all. North America. Hue Hue Tlapalan. All right. So let me see here. Are we towards the end of this? Yeah. But I did want to show y'all this. Let me show y'all this picture. This one's pretty cool. Y'all ain't seen this one. Oh, where'd it go? This one just amazes me. Now, the reason that it amazes me is, of course, because we got, oh, geez, my bad. I did it with the video again. My bad. Let me get it over. So we go back to screen. Boom. On this one. Yep. And then George. Sorry, I got y'all, Jack. Thanks for letting me know, Jack. I appreciate it, brother. All right, so George says, golf courses and cemeteries is where I always find arrows, spearheads, and crystals. Always found that suspicious, felt something special on those lands. These maps look like golf courses too. I'm in PA, so Pennsylvania. Appreciate that, bro. And yes, that is very true. When it comes down to those golf courses, they do be hitting and preserving them. But what I've been hearing as of recently is that people are fighting to get them back. They are fighting to get them back. So this image right here is very, very interesting. Let me zoom out and then I can zoom back in one more time. Oh, I gotta get over here. Okay. This old world depiction. And I find it fascinating, but as you can see, the hut. But even so, these depictions are very, very beautiful. All short hair. Look at them. They even got Phrygian caps on. That's what tripped me out. I saw this and I was like, why ain't none of them showing their hair? Ain't none of them got no long hair. What's going on with that? Why ain't none of them got no long hair? Why ain't they showing off their long hair? They all got Phrygian caps on. The women got the long hair, right? So you come down here, we beating the drum, we riding with it. You dig? Got the beat going. You know what I'm saying? They probably hitting the flute too. You know what I'm saying? They probably, you know what I'm saying? They got it going. They vibing. You know what I'm saying? But the Phrygian cap for sure. Now check it right here. Check this dude. He over here holding a flower. He got something going on. He giving something in his hand. The women got something whispering in his ear. Come tell me some more, sweet love. Then look at these dudes right here. Look at these guys. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Watch out now. Watch out now. Look at the priest. Look at the priest. Look at the priest. Look at their robes. Okay. All right. Watch out now. Okay. So just some beautiful depictions there that I thought. All right. Do y'all want to keep going? Do y'all want me to keep going? Should we jump into some Raffinesque work real quick or what? Man, where my people at? My people said they was coming to join up, man. Y'all better. Boy, y'all tripping right now. Boy, y'all wilding. All right. Let me see. All right. We'll get into it. No worries. So, where is my this one? Yes. Okay, history of annals of Kentucky. All right. So, boom, bring this over. Go full screen on this bad boy. Okay. Oh, what is going on? Take the highlight off, bro. No. Edit. Undo add highlight. And I just need it to be one page, y'all. I just want one continuous page. Let's see how we change that. View. Continue to scroll. Here we go. All right. All right. We on point now. Now, where was I at? Okay. Now, this is going to be some interesting stuff we're going to be reading right here. I think y'all going to like this one. This one's pretty cool. Again, this is Raffinesque's work. This comes out of the history or the annals of Kentucky itself. And in this history of or the annals of Kentucky, he really dives deep. It's a deep dive. It gives a lot of primitive names. And this is what we're going to go through right now. Some things for you to search up that were before the Oghuzzians came. I'm sure you don't know who the Oghuzzians are, but they don't talk about a lot of this out here on the mainstream education system at all. They don't want to do that. They can't do it. They know what's up. They get demolished. So the second period, then we're talking about the Atalans, or American Atlantes, spread themselves through North and South America in the most fertile spots, but the marshy plains of the Oreno, Maranon, Paraguay, and Mississippi, as well as the volcanoes of Peru, Chile, Quito, Guatemala, and Anahuac, prevented them from settling those parts of the continent at that time. That's what you got to understand. Many of the subjects of the Atlantic Empire, such as the Tubalans, Cantabrians, Cyclopes, and Cunitans, followed the Atalans in America and became the Kutan nations. The Atalans and became the Kutan nations, but the Atalans was already there. Okay. It is very difficult to trace the American nations who have sprung from those early settlers. Settlers? What you talking about? What you talking about? This is the old world. They settled here because this was the land that first rose out of the depths of the ocean. Nations who have sprung from those early settlers owing to the numerous revolutions and intermixtures which they have undergone. That is true. And over how much of time? Nor is it my intention to give now a complete genealogy of the Atalan and Kutan nations. Yeah, because it'd be very hard. I must confine myself to North America or even Kentucky. Now, the Allegheny Mountains were called Loca Loca, okay? Beyond them, the country was called the Great White Land, Mahaswapitya Bhumi of Hindi, and it became the seat of the Great Empire or the Western Atlantic Empire. This included, of course, Kentucky, but extended from Lake Ontario in the north to the Mississippi. The Atlantic shores called La Cuta or La Chacuta were not settled, owing to their arid soil, lately emerged from the sea. So what does this mean? America was submerged, y'all. We had floods, many floods. Now check this out. They always talk about Noah's flood, but do they ever talk about the flood of Peleg? That good old flood of Peleg. We're talking about Noah's, but they don't want to talk about Peleg. Let's talk about it. The country, watered by the Ohio and its branches, was the center of the Atalan Empire, and its metropolis stood somewhere on the Ohio. Did you hear me? Atalan Empire. Why ain't we ever heard of no Atalan Empire? Because it's Atlantis. Let's go. America is Atlantis. Let's go. It was divided in several provinces and ruled by a powerful monarch of the Atlas family. America is Atlantis. The Atlantic monarchs of Africa, Europe, Atlantis, Atlantia, and Atala often contended for supremacy, and the Atalan emperors attained it once. Once in America we had it, but we was fighting as Atlantis, the great empire. We was fighting all our other Atlantic monarchs in Africa, Europe, Atlantia, and Atala. That's what they're not telling you about. Atlantis was spread out. It was a great empire, but started in America, baby. Okay, now their dominion extended from Atala to Syria. Ooh, America had power all the way to Syria. They were repulsed in Greece and Egypt. I know we heard about them invasions that happened, and they held it back. I know y'all heard about it. The African emperors were acknowledged generally as lords paramount, but they resided in Europe as often as in Africa and had to contend against the Titans, a branch of their family reigning in the Alps. There were successfully many Atlantic emperors and monarchs bearing the names of. Now we about to get into some names? Are you kidding me? Let's do it. Ian, Atlas, Akmon, Orun, Ilian, Sylvan, Sanu, and Sator, Japet, Ur, Yudish, Titan, Neptune, Naftar, Plut, Hevnor, Oannes, Darseto, Triton, Mult, Lucip, Rahu, etc. in both continents, who were often at war with the monarchs of Egypt, Ethiopia, Scythia, Iran, and Bharata, or Hindustan. Okay? Empires of water, not empires underwater. Talk to him, Jack. Tell him, Jack. Tell him, Jack. Jack know what he's talking about. Tell him, Jack. Watch out now. And intercourse was kept up more or less regularly between all the primitive nations and empires, from the Ganges to the Mississippi. Dodge the hijack with all that BS, bro, where they be talking about, oh, yeah, the Indians, they built the mounds. Man, I'm not trying to be rude, but that's not what's up. If we continue to go through this book, you're going to learn who the Native Americans are. They're the Oghuzzians, y'all. But let's keep going. We'll go for a little bit more. I'll go for another 30 minutes. I ain't tripping. What we got? 8. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. If y'all got time, I got time. Okay? And intercourse was kept up more or less regularly between all the primitive nations and empires, from the Ganges to the Mississippi. Krishna, or Hercules. Ooh, look at that. Did you know? And Ramachandra, 2 heroes of India, visited Atala and the court of the Western monarchs, which is called one of the heavens on earth by the holy books of the East. We was called the heavens of the earth, bro. We was called the heavens of the earth. The Atalans were civilized like the Atlantes, lived in towns, built houses of wood, clay, and rough stones. Now check it. That's a good one right there. Because what we notice within some of the structures of the Mound Builders, which I hate saying, pyramid builders are great, Atalans, should I say, is that they did build with wood. They had pylons. They had gates. Some of their structures, they were using wood. So what would that show you? That shows you that as far as architecture is concerned, that's where it started, and that's why they got greater and greater as they moved south, y'all, into the Yucatan, becoming the Aztecs, the Mayans, and all the great works that are found there, including the works of like even the Olmecs at La Venta. All right. So they worshipped the sun and moon as emblems of the deity and built them circular temples. They knew geometry, architecture, astronomy, glyphic signs, or writing, the use of metals, agriculture, etc. Now, what's amazing too is that as we've been reading and understanding and going through Brazier de Bourberg's work, is that great sages, people of great intelligence, mystics, sages or magi were convoked. They were convoked to show up to Hue Hue Tlapalan to correct the calendar. Why would they be convoked to show up to Hue Hue Tlapalan, which is America, or Atalans, or Croutons? Why would they be convoked to correct the calendar if Atala was not, or Atalan, or Hue Hue Tlapalan was not of great importance in the first place? Got him. They had public games, festivals, etc. Their food was flesh, fish, fruits, roots, and corn, which he's saying, which they brought from the east. Dodge the hijack. We know that it came from America. At the time of the highest prosperity, a dreadful convulsion of nature happened in the Atlantic Ocean and other parts of the world, which is recorded in the oldest annals of many nations, the Hebrew, the Hindus, the Chinese, Mexicans, Greeks, Egyptians, etc. And this is where diving into our origins of civilization, as we're translating Brazier Dipperberg's work, is so important. Is so important. Because as we dive in deeper and deeper and deeper, what we are now, at least myself, what we are finding out now is the aspect of telluric powers and how volcanoes were turned into gods and how those gods were then spread out to the rest of the world to become the gods of all the mythologies that are all throughout the world. All throughout the world. We know that the Toltecs settled Egypt. We also know that we had the Mayans, or Toltecs, settle Angkor Wat. Okay, this is done by Professor Coe. Professor Coe completely shows it. It's common knowledge. Okay, so we have so much to back up that it's all originating in America. But let's continue. It appears to have been occasioned by simultaneous eruptions of volcanoes and earthquakes which sank, destroyed, or convulsed many islands and countries, and among others the Atlantic land, of which the volcanic islands Azores, Madeira, Canary, and Cape Verde are the remains. The flood, when they talk about right now, that's America. That's the Gulf of Mexico. Getting demolished. Getting flooded. With volcanoes blasting off so hard that nobody can live. The ash is falling. In America, the Antillan lands were severed. The Carib Islands formed. The Atlantic shores inundated by awful tides, and many countries sank or altered. This cataclysm is the division of the earth under Peleg, the flood of Ogyges, or Ogug, the Sanskrit convulsion of the White Sea or Atlantic Ocean. So their story is actually our story. The terror occasioned by this phenomenon interpreted in the intercourse between Europe and America. The telluric, their story is our story. The Eastern Atlantes thought that the whole American continent had sunk, like the Atlantic and many Antillan islands, and the Atlantes of the interior of America became insulated and separated from the Atlantic Empire. Do you now get it? Are you now seeing what's going on? They only came over here and rediscovered it, but they already knew that there was connections. They just wouldn't let nobody know because they had built up so much control over the people. The people got so lost in their understanding, they just kept teaching them. Nope, until they got so dumbed down that the religions had control of the people. Nobody knew anything about over here anymore. So many generations had lapsed. It's kind of like the aspect of what we originally covered in the first part of this video, which is the aspect that there were many nations of black tribes here in America. Many, not one, not two, not a little bit here and there, many. So why ain't nobody mentioning that? So we're going to go into the fourth period now. And this, after this section right here, I think I'm going to go eat. I ain't ate all day. I'm getting hungry. So the fourth period, which is the Itztacan invasion. Itztacan invasion. The Atalans of North America are ancient people, are ancient civilizers, okay, are original Toltecs, all right, if you really want to talk about, maybe it's even our Tlavatli of the root race, fourth root race subgroup. This is the Apalans or Tlapalans. Do you hear that? The Apalans or Tlapalans. Well, we know that America was known as Hue Hue. What? Tlapalan. So there it is all day. There's another correlation aspect, a connecting tie, understanding that America is Hue Hue Tlapalan. Our Atalans, our Kutans, Apalans, Tlapalans, those are our amazing structure builders. Not mounds. They're not mounds. They're structures. And they're the most amazing geometric structures in the whole world, especially at this time. Predating, it's not hard to figure out. It's very easy. Get away from the veil that's been put in front of you to make you believe something that's not true. These go back very far. America is Atlantis. Now it says the Apalans or Tlapalans scattered from Florida to Virginia, the Tamalans from Texas to Guatemala, the Pocans to Lacans from the Allegheny to Panama. These divided again into Colocas, Conois, Nanticos, Zolucans, Lomachas, Popolocas, Wakons. Shout out Wakanda. Wakons. Shout out Wakanda. And Poconchians, the Corons from Missouri to Mexico. From Missouri to Mexico. Okay? The Talagans in Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, Virginia, while the Catans of North America became also independent and formed many nations, such as the Yucatans of Haiti, the Chacutans of Cuba, and the Alachuans of Florida, the Yucatans of Mexico, hence the name Yucatan, and Yucuyans of Bahama. Now, the Aruhuans of many islands in South America, the Tunicas of Louisiana, shout out Louisiana, all my Tunicas out there, shout out Louisiana, Tepanacas and Tononacas of Anahuac, the Panucans of Texas, shout out Texas, the Panucans, y'all see what's up, and the Tanutans of Tennessee, what's up Tennessee, the Catabans of Carolina and Florida, the Cuzans, the Cuzandans or Quezadans of Tennessee and Alabama. Shout out Alabama, what's up? All those nations who were often contending for supremacy, except the islanders, who became happy, peaceful nations, whence the West Indies were called the Fortunate Islands when discovered again. It appears that the Talagans of the Ohio and the Apalans south of them were two of the most powerful empires of that period. What period are we talking about? We talking about way back. So far back, they don't want to talk about it. We talking about way back. Okay? They don't relate none of these names to the Mound Builders, bro. And y'all know this. We all know this. If you search up anything in relation to the Mound, they not going to talk about this. Okay? But this was known back then. It's so weird to me. The Apalans had many provinces or tribes, such as the Apalaches, the Apalahan, Tlapan, Atalatamaha, Ichiti, Opalusas, etc., and were often at war with the Talagans. These Talagans, which we found named Talegawis or Alegans. So here's another one. This one is Talegawis, spelled another different way, Tallegewi, or the Alegans, which is referring to the Allegheny Mountains, which is spelled Alleghans or Nes, okay? But I've always found it very interesting, too, that it's Al, okay? That's God, right? El, okay? Their several provinces were situated in the most fertile regions, such as Kentucky, Ohio, and Kenhawaii Valley, the Illinois, the banks of Lake Erie, and Ontario. After some centuries, America was visited again by the nations of West Europe and Africa, but neither frequently nor in numbers. Let me check out. See, I got some Water is Life. The builders will come. Man, we are the builders, bro. We are. And let's keep it going. After some centuries, America was visited again by the nations, and this is after the flood, okay, of West Europe and Africa, but neither frequently nor in numbers. A casual intercourse was restored between the two continents. The Azores were visited as well as Madeira, but not people owing to their active volcanoes, but the Canary or Hesperides Islands were. From thence the navigators went to Sarni or Saint Iago, and in 18 days to the Carib Islands. About this time, the Carib, or Galibis, must have come to the South America. They appeared of Cantabrian origin. The great nation of Guarani, which extended all over Guyana, Brazil, and Paraguay, was of Daran origin and previous arrival. Darren. When the Arcutans or Fomorians of Ireland were expelled by the Danans, a tribe of Palis or Gaels, after many revolutions in the island, they fled to Ayacuta or Western Island of Haiti and became probably, watch out, there we go with the probably, the Arohuac nation. Now, I think that's R-O, Arohuac, because Anahuac, but it's Anahuac, so we're good there. Now, till then, all the inhabitants of America had come from the east, but now a great invasion took place from the west or from Asia. So we got people coming from the east. They're not really warring too much. We got intercourse. We vibing. We doing our thing. We trading. We getting our money on. You know, we vibe. We out here partying. Got our festivals. You know, we vibing. We hitting. And then we got people coming from the west. We got people fleeing. We got people fleeing tyranny. You know, we had a lot going on in Asia, especially that great Mongol Empire, that the Russian horde. They wasn't playing, bro. Lots of tragedies went on. The Tartars was causing lots of problems, bro. Let's just keep it real. The Tartarians, they came and was not friendly, bro. They was causing problems. They was warlike people, and they just wanted to dominate everything. Okay, it was pretty wild, bro. And so perhaps these Asiatic nations had crossed the ocean before the Pelagian or Ogugan catastrophe. Okay, so again, we're distinguishing now between the Noah flood and the flood of Peleg. Okay, they don't relate. They're not the same. They're two different ones. Okay, they are traced to the northwest coast of America and gradually came in contact with the Atalans and Kutans on the Missouri and in Anahuac. I shall call them Istakan from their ancestor Istak. Okay, now I want to keep going because it gets good, bro. It keeps getting good. I want to keep going. My people are supposed to join up tonight. This was supposed to be a Streamyard special. Community conversations. How y'all not going to show up? I'm calling y'all out. Tlatoani, I'm calling you out, boy. I'm calling out you, boy. But, hey, man, you know what? How far is this 5? How far is the 5? Let's see. 2,000 years ago. See, it keeps getting better and better, bro. Okay, check it. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to back out of this one. Let's see, get out of this real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do YouTube. I'm gonna show y'all something. I gotta eat. I'm so hungry, y'all. I know I'm doing fine being uninterrupted, but my people be doing. My people are cool, bro. Like we get to have some cool conversations, you know. So hold on 1 second though. Y'all don't stop. Don't leave yet. I gotta show y'all something. So what I wanted to show y'all is how do I do this? Oh, view your channel. Okay. Now, this book that we was just reading from, that's the history of the Annals of Kentucky by Rafinesque, right? Of Kentucky. Playlists. I know it's not named. Okay, you see this video right here? This playlist is called Atala is America, a Symphony of Many Names. Hey, y'all, it's only 3 videos. This book's actually really short, and I actually read it pretty quick. So these videos, you can probably watch in about an hour, and it's the whole book. And it goes through all of this. It goes through the invasion. It goes through it goes through the invasion. It goes through all of the old primitive names, right? And this is where I kind of started getting more into the Mound Builders, and then getting down to my understanding of Brazier de Bourberg's work, of course, because yes, we have the Origins of Civilization as the next series. And this is now where we're getting so deep that I feel like I've got I don't know, I literally have searched. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I have searched everywhere for someone that is talking into a camera on YouTube, Rumble, or anything like that to be talking to me about Hue Hue Tlapalan. And I haven't seen it not once. Not once. Actually, one, but it was a 4-minute video and he mentioned Hue Hue Tlapalan. He wasn't talking about Hue Hue Tlapalan. What this goes to show me is that there's a big, it's you're not supposed to talk about it. But I'm gonna show y'all one more slab and one more thing, and then I'm out. I gotta go. I'm hungry. So hungry. You see all these? Uh-oh. What happened? Am I good? Did I freeze up? Oh man. Don't freeze up on me now. Oh, I think my thing's freezing up on me, bro. Oh my gosh, you would freeze up on me at the last minute. I go do that, huh? Let me see real quick. Hold on. Stop cam. Oh, it did freeze up on me, bro. Cancel. Cancel. Oh, it did freeze up on me. Oh, I'm back. Why they do me like that? Ooh, they did me dirty, bro. As soon as I'm about to get to the juice thing. That's awesome. All right, we back. Watch out. Hey, yo, thanks for being with me here, y'all. Y'all real ones right here, man. Y'all stayed with me too. Y'all so cool. I like y'all so much. Y'all awesome, bro. All right. Get over to here. Boom. All right. I wanted to show you this before I go. I gotta show this before I go, actually. Hey, man, when it gets good, you know how I be. They do that, though, bro. Okay, so check it. I've already made 2 different videos on Hue Hue Tlapalan. Okay. Let's see. I did one that was really basic. I just, a couple different references. Then the second one went into detail, a little bit more. We got into detail and really got good on that one. That was the second one, Hue Hue Tlapalan. This third one that's coming up, none of these references have been mentioned yet. Look at all these tabs, y'all. Hue Hue Tlapalan. Let's zoom it in. Hue Hue Tlapalan. Okay. They all reference it back to America. It all comes back to America. All comes back to America. This one's another Hue Hue Tlapalan. Hue Hue. Look at all these Hue Hue Tlapalans in here. Okay. Talking about Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl went back. Hue Hue Tlapalan. Their ancestors said they came from Hue Hue Tlapalan. So I got by all these tabs are Hue Hue Tlapalan, y'all. So we about to get into it even deeper. Don't think it's over with yet. It's not over with yet, y'all. We about to get into it deeper and deeper. And this is why I need to, that's why I'm asking for help. I want to start, we got to bring this one home. This is the one that they kept from us deep in there. Not only colleges, but lots of them. They really did, bro. Because you can't tell me that these colleges that's out here teaching about these mound builders don't know that this land was called Hue Hue Tlapalan. That they don't know that civilization of America started here. We just looked at the coaster site. How deep is that? I mean, they had to go under layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of strata to get to 6,500 BC, y'all. That's right here in America, y'all. Remains of humans. You see, under layers of strata. How many layers of strata are those other places in the world that they're saying are ancient? That's what I want to know. That's my big question. How many layers of strata are they under? Are y'all talking about they under 5 feet of strata, 6 feet of strata? Bro, we talking about 53, 60 feet over here, bro, homeboy. You dig what I'm saying? So, I've been doing a lot of research trying to figure out exactly all what the mainstream people on YouTube researchers, which are great, don't get me wrong, some of them are great, but what I have come to figure out is they're not mentioning this. And there's a reason for that. All of them. Sometimes they'll go into the pseudo a little bit to where they pull in a little bit of those people that, you get the mind going, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. But I'm not going to cuss. Forget all that fanatical aspect, bro. We get into the facts of what was known, bro. Just because everybody, you know, just because I've been ignorant or we've been ignorant of that, we ain't ignorant no more. And we coming back for that. Y'all gonna have to account for what's up, all those lies. So I love y'all. Peace and blessings. I'm gonna leave y'all with something real quick so y'all can see some images. Hold on. Don't go just yet. One more thing. Man, they don't want to go far back, bro. If they go all the way far back, y'all, if they go all the way far back, oh. America is the truer world. Shout out to all of y'all. Y'all are the real ones. Y'all are the real ones. Y'all are the awakened. Y'all are what's going to set this world free. Knowledge is power. Oh. Hue. Do it. It can't stop no more. The wave is here. Peace and blessings. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all better get ready to chat with me on the next one, too. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Bye. Peace and blessings.